Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart
So, now that our chook's dry, I'm going to set the wings. So turn your bird over. Grab your wings. They're out at the moment. Going to tuck it. Fold it under. And tuck it in on itself. Like so. It's out. Tuck it under. And fold it in on itself. Okay. Now, underneath here, there's two bits of skin. If you just lift up both parts of the breast, you'll see it. There's one bit, and there's the other bit. We're going to slowly lift that up, and you'll see a little vein which separates each side of the breast. Down here. And you're just going to slowly pull the skin. I'll do it this way so you can see. My fingers are under, but in between that membrane, and you're just going to slowly pull the skin and work your fingers to the back of the bird. And then go down one side of the breast. And then the other. Now, with that bit of membrane in the middle, I'm not sure whether you can see this properly or not. I'll see if I can do it left-handed. You see I've made two cavities down there. Right. And now, with a sharp knife, we are going to chop all the way without piercing the skin. Now we can put our whole hand underneath there. All the way through. All the way down to the wings. You don't want to overstuff your chook, but you don't want to understuff your chook either. You want it so that it sits nice and plump, sitting up. Okay, one stuffed bird. Now I've got a little bit of stuffing left over, but I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. We're going to marinate our bird. In this bowl I have some barbecue seasoning and some chicken spice, garlic powder, onion powder and pepper. As much or as little as you like. You can use your own seasoning, be creative. To that, I'm going to add a tablespoon or two of oil. Any oil, doesn't matter. Probably not peanut or sesame because they're very strong oils. And a tablespoon of honey. And there's what, a teaspoon of butter there. Give that a mix. This becomes your marinade throughout the cooking time, and it also becomes what we're going to dress our bird in. Beautiful, sticky, gooey. And just mixing that butter in. And get your hands in there, don't be frightened. Massage the skin all over. Do your wings. Get a little bit, pop it under the skin and massage each booby. Get the flavour in there. Right. Now, this is a stage where some people get string and skewers and tie it all together and tie it all up. I don't. Each side of the skin where you've put the stuffing, I make a hole. Just poke a hole through. Okay, there's your hole. Grab your opposite leg and poke it through. One done. Then grab the opposite, make another hole. Okay, push that down, grab your other leg over the top of the first one and get it through. There you go. Get in there, behave. There we are. Both legs are tied, stuffing's not coming out. Still don't lose the parson's nose. And with the back flap of the skin, okay, pull it down, tuck it under, and that'll stop the stuffing from coming out the back. And you don't have to worry about, have I got all the string out when it comes time to carve it, because there's no string in there to begin with. Grab our baking dish. Sit him in there, and he's ready to go in the oven. Now I bake mine at about 210 degrees Celsius for the first hour. Now I don't have a fan forced oven, so that's for a conventional oven. Oh, almost forgot. A couple of onions and the piece of neck that I cut off and the 2 flaps of fat. Just put one over each onion, like so. so you can see. There's our roast chook, there's our piece of neck, and our 2 onions with our piece of fat over each onion. Now they were the 2 pieces of fat that I got out of the top part of the chook. I beg your pardon, the bottom part of the chook. Anyhow, in the oven it goes. What about that leftover stuffing, I hear you say? This is a little minikin pumpkin. Kind of looks like a little mini jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, like what you guys would use for Halloween. I cut the top off, I scooped out the seeds, and now I'm going to put the stuffing inside the pumpkin. Now if you don't like pumpkin or don't happen to have a pumpkin and you have leftover stuffing and you don't want to waste it, grab yourself some tin foil and a piece of bake-proof paper and put them together and put your stuffing on your bake-proof paper and make yourself a little parcel and stick it next to your chook. Now this will expand, guys, so you don't want to get in there, put too much in there. You want to make sure it's all squished in. And then in the middle, so that we get even cooking, and making a little hole. Done. Put your lid back on. And then he's ready to go in the oven after the first hour of cooking. So there's my pumpkin with my stuffing, and in here I have carrots and potatoes. When it comes to doing your roast potatoes, you want to try and find potatoes that are similar size and shape so that you get even cooking. We'll come back after an hour and we'll put our veggies in. Now, we cover that and we allow that to rest. And with this pan, that bit of skin that got stuck and that bit of chook that got stuck, it won't go to waste. Here's our little piece of neck, and here's our 2 beautiful onions, lovely and roasted. I'm just ripping them apart. There's one of our bits of skin. All of these juices in the bottom of the pan. We're going to pour in some water in this pan, and we're going to make the best gravy you ever taste. Really squeeze out all those juices. Get them going. And we're going to stick this back in the oven while the vegetables are going. Now the vegetables are cooked at 200. Just put this in here. Now, we need to put our little bit of our pumpkin in there. So, juices are in, veggies in, come back in another hour. All our bits have been cooking for about an hour. The they've reduced. During that hour I also added some more water, so I've probably gone through about 1.5 litres of water, and you end up with this. Oh, this is going to be good. Just put it through a strainer. Into a pot. So all the stuff has done its work. Now I've got a couple of spoonfuls of flour left with mixed up with the leftover honey and a bit of water, just to make a slurry to help thicken our gravy. I'll come back once that's strained a bit more. You will not get a gravy better than that. It is all the natural juices from the chook, from where it's been roasting away. Natural goodness. In fact, this, if you want to, before I added the flour, you could put this in ice cubes, which is what I usually do with my beef one when I make beef stock. Roast off all the bones and then pop them in my slow cooker or a big stock pot. Boil it away all day. So before I added this flour, if you wanted, you could have put this in ice cubes or in little containers, and you've got gravy ready to go and you haven't had to wait for it all day. Come back in a minute when this starts to thicken up a bit more. Rightio, that's done. When you start to see, when you're dragging your spoon through the gravy, when you start to see it leave a little trail, your gravy's done. Kind of looks like chocolate. The smells in this kitchen are amazing. I'm going to take that off the heat, pour it into my container. So, off the heat with you. And I'll be back when I check on the vegetables. My veggies are roasted, I'm ready to rock. So I'm going to plate up this chook and these veggies, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. I'll be back in a minute. Okie dokie. Up on there. Little roast carrots down the front. There we have it, guys. And because I don't own a gravy boat, we'll have a mason jar full of gravy. one of many dishes that we celebrate at Christmas time with, and it tastes bloody beautiful. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy prepping!